Hello guys and girls, my name is Quinn McIntosh. I'm the president of Brethren Armament. We've had some requests on the internet from our website as well as some of the forums. You guys wanted to see some videos of our guns firing as well as a quick once-over, kind of a walkthrough of our wares. So this is what that's going to be today. For you that want to see the shooting video, if you look below on our channel, you'll see the shooting videos that are already posted there. Real quick, we are a disabled veteran-owned company. Myself and the vice president of the company started out in manufacturing business over 10 years ago, in addition to our other occupations in military, law enforcement, and private security. So we've got a lot of experience running these guns as well as putting together some somewhat difficult and have a lot of experience in the manufacturing industry. So that's why we think we're able to put together a good gun, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you about it. Now the only other thing I'm going to tell you is the one that I'm demoing today is actually a collapsible stock model. This is my personal demo. The only difference between this one and the one that you guys will be able to buy is when you buy it, it will come with just this end cap, just like this, without the folding stock in the back. For you guys that want to do an SBR, it's not too difficult. Just requires some ATF paperwork. We can explain to you exactly what you guys have to do for that. And then once you do get that ATF paperwork taken care of, you can send us this end cap back, and we will give you a core exchange towards the stock that you want. All of our stocks and accessories come from HK Parts. They're our preferred vendor, so make sure you check those guys out too. They got a lot of good information. All right, real quick on our dimensions and everything else of the gun. We work with one of the few H&K certified armorers in the country, so everything on this gun is to H&K spec. The height, length, width, the external dimensions are the exact same as a stock MP5, with the exception of the welded rail on the top, which I'll tell you more about later. In terms of construction, we start off with an LSC flat. LSC is known as the best in the business for the receivers that these molded receivers that we want to working with. They show up as a flat. We have to go through and bend them and get them all set to proper dimensions. When we actually put them together, we use what's called a fusion welding process, which has no filler rod in it, and I'll do my best to show you guys here. Probably not too easy to see, but as you see, there's really no seam or anything else when this has been put together, and that's part of that fusion weld process. We also do take a lot of extra care to make sure that everything's nice and clean, to make it as aesthetically pleasing as well as being structurally sound. Other parts of the construction that we put in here, of course, we use Rim County Manufacturing bolt and a Rim County Manufacturing threaded 3-lug barrel. This is chrome lined as well, fluted, the typical H&K style barrel that you get in there. Again, all the H&K stock, the absolute best that Rim County Manufacturing has to offer. One other final thing, we do a Cerakote on ours. We do the H-style Cerakote, which is a special baked-on Cerakote. We use a company called Red Creek Tactical for that. He's another guy's absolute best in the business. He even designed his own ovens to make sure that these cure properly and to be able to get a good solid finished product. These have a tremendous strength and hardness to them as a finish. I hate to admit I've dropped it a couple times and still has not gotten any sort of mark or ding on it whatsoever. Now real quick, I'll just show you guys as best I can in terms of the construction. As I kind of roll the receiver around against the light, you'll see that you don't see any imperfections or anything like that. Everything's nice and clean and straight. The only thing you're seeing right there is the brass deflector. Normally when you guys, on some other companies, when they put these together, there's actually 2 rivets right here. What we go through is we have our own special process for putting these in that makes it A, nice and clean, and B, still nice and sturdy. It doesn't get any issues in terms of operation. Showing you real quick, the gun runs just like every other H&K would. Nice and simple, slap it forward, right at home, it's ready to go. The only other additions that we do versus what would be considered a stock H&K is our accessories. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, we put a welded Picatinny rail on every single one of our guns. Any of you guys that have tried using the claw style mounts that that you normally have to use in order to run optics, you know they don't hold up very well, and they also crush the receiver. So with us putting this on here, it still keeps everything straight. We pay a lot of extra attention. It's one of the few welds that you'll see that we don't go through and clean up because we don't want to affect the dimensions of the receiver at all. That way you can put a sight on here. It's nice and low. Still have no problems getting through the sight. Everything works well. And we're actually working with a couple optics companies to be able to offer you a sight that you can co-witness while using your rear and front sight and their red dot. The only other thing, like I mentioned, that we do is we put the tack latch magazine release on here. That just makes it a lot easier in order to get that magazine out and in. This is the H&K anti-rattle style. It's nice and secure. All of our guns are set up to H&K spec again, so they will run H&K magazines. Any of your aftermarket magazines, as long as they're not too beat up. I know some of the Korean ones can get a little chewed up, or the Turkish ones rather. As long as they're close to H&K spec, they will run in here. We've run all sorts of magazines through our guns. We haven't had any problems with them yet. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and break this down real quick and just give you guys a quick preview of the interior and see what's going in here. And that will conclude our video right after that.